connected, nor their parts are perfectly aligned. And this is, a really common issue for traders. Like, think about it. Some people might, might use setups they learn somewhere in books, right? A risk management method they heard, somewhere else. Some scanning methods, from someone that they found out on Twitter, or selling rules from a different trader, and have some structural viewpoints from somewhere else. So let's say someone has all the parts that we discussed before, which is perfect because the engine works. But that does not mean that all of the parts that were assembled together fit, all right, or that they are aligned, or that they have, listen, strong bonds between them. And this is a loop, most traders in the markets end up getting themselves into, and only a small number of traders are able to break through this barrier. And I was in this spectrum for long. So getting, to the first point, if, for example, you learn, some setups from one trader, and try to apply the selling rules of a different trader, and you use scans from other people, okay, these things are not certainly aligned, okay? It's never going to work if you don't make adjustments to make things aligned. And just to give you a quick example, okay, listen to this. If your philosophy about the markets, your viewpoints around the markets, and what, let's say, you mentally, what mentally you're shooting for is capturing big moves, and you are shooting for extreme reward to risk scenarios, and you have adjusted many elements of your foundation to serve this purpose. Let's say you have adjusted your structural views, many parts of your foundation to do that, and you operate under a small win rate, okay, to be able to have tight stops, okay. So let's say you have adjusted a lot of parts of your foundation to serve this purpose, but you have, for example, a selling rule that is part of your system that prompts you to sell most of your shares after 2 or 3 days. This is a misaligned foundation. Like, it doesn't even make sense, because the selling part within your foundation doesn't correlate with other parts, because you have fine-tuned specific parts for a reason, and then you actually negate these very own goals with other parts. And there are many different combinations of misaligned foundations that people use, and they haven't figured it out yet. So I believe it's really important thinking about your foundation,